This is Gerardo Del Real with the Outsider Club. Joining me today is President and CEO of Advantage Lithium, Mr. David Sidoo. David, thank you for joining me today.
Great. We're in beautiful Argentina, eh, Gerardo?
We are in beautiful Argentina.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's been a long day, but a very productive one. I want to thank you in advance for the opportunity to attend the site visit. I must say that the presentations today by Lithium Americas, Orocobre, and Advantage Lithium were very, very well attended. There were groups from Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, amongst others, and so I want to thank you for having us out.
No, it's been great. It's actually probably more well attended more than we thought it was going to be. We've got bankers all from the Canadian East, Cormark, National Bank, GNP, Canaccord. Great representation from Canada, and also from the United States. We had Citibank and Morgan Stanley down there, Deutsche Bank from Europe. So many high guys that were actually involved in the industry, understand the industry, know about it. They're not going to come in there and start asking you what is lithium, which is quite refreshing.
Right.
They've done their homework, and it was a crowd. I would say that probably one of the most sophisticated lithium crowds I've ever seen.
I agree. One main takeaway from the presentations today, the Q&A session after your presentation was lengthy, and the substance of the questions was very, very, very intriguing to me. Can you speak a bit to some of the questions and just kind of your feel for why you think people were so eager to get more familiar with the Advantage story?
Well, I think the story that we told there today, we really gave a value proposition to some of these serious investors that are looking at the lithium space, to look at young juniors that are in the exploration stage. And what we did was we differentiated ourselves from some of the other exploration companies in terms of enterprise value and market cap. We showed them how much lower we were than some of the other companies that didn't have as good of assets and as good of press releases and drill program and drill results over the last little while. So that was important for us to reiterate that, and also sort of just unveil the technical team that we put together. You know, I really believe those guys have done a tremendous job in the last 5 months. In the field, it was difficult weather conditions here, and they did a phenomenal job. And today we had a great press release come out in the Northwest, and that was great timing for us too, and just before the site visit and our presentation.
Agreed. Let's talk about that press release. It was absolutely fantastic. I mentioned the stock having a good run. We're clearly in a lithium bull. And I personally feel that the next 12 months will really differentiate the lithium juniors that are serious about creating billion-dollar companies and the lithium juniors that just want to exist for the sole purpose of actually having the name lithium attached to them. Can we talk about the press release a bit?
Sure. Our goal is to become an independent lithium producer, Gerardo. That's the key. That's what our number one goal is. And today we announced in the Northwest sector over the alluvial fan there that where no one's drilled before. We had 2 holes that we drilled, hole number 7 and hole number 16, and we intersected some really nice, strong brine rates over 600 milligrams per liter. And the brine density there, too, was quite good, which leads us to believe that the flow rates are going to be excellent there also. What that does is our first goal was to expand the southeast zone in both width and depth, laterally and in depth. And now that we've found another zone in the Northwest, we're quite excited about that. And we're going to put another hole up there and probably deepen some of the other ones and see what our total scope of our resource might be in early 2018.
Excellent. Now you mentioned the Southeast, and using a gold analogy, can we talk about grade and consistency in that part compared to your partner?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, our neighbor, Lithium Americas and SQM, we've actually almost identical sort of results on the grade of lithium that we have and the flow rates, and also some of the press announcements that Orocobre made several years ago.
Correct.
They had the similar type of results. So I think the main thing to understand here is that whole basin in Cauchari has been de-risked by all the drilling that's been done by Orocobre and LAC and SQM, and we continue to put out results similar to what they did. So it's not whether we're going to have a resource, Gerardo, it's just how big it's going to be.
Excellent. Now, you're starting from a small base. You have a small resource at the time. This site visit hasn't been this well attended because of that small resource. Can you talk a bit about the publicly stated goal of the resource here come 2018?
Yeah, we're quite optimistic about it. We're not promoters. We don't come out there and start waving our arms around. So from a geological standpoint, and the hydrologists that we hired that understand this basin, that have worked in this basin before, Miguel Peral, Murray Booker, Callum Grant, very important people. Andy Robb we just brought on. It's their understanding and feeling that this 500,000 tons that we have, we'll probably either triple or quadruple it in the next 4 to 6 months. So we're hoping to start initiating our scoping study in early 2018 and have a new reserve and resource by the first quarter of 2018.
Excellent. Now, to use another gold analogy, the step outs that you've commenced on now, I think the last one was 2.5 kilometers away from the main zone, and you had excellent results there. Can we talk a bit about the exploration upside? Is that going to play a part in 2018 alongside or concurrently with the resource estimate that you're looking to advance?
Yes, we're gonna drill another hole or two in the northwest to build that resource out a bit more, finish the holes that we have in the southeast that we have permitted. And then, the focus is Cauchari and build that resource, but there are also some exploration assets that we have that we'll start focusing on as well. I think primarily the Antofalla asset that we have in Catamarca, that we own the northern part of that salar, and Albemarle owns the southern part of it. We've applied for an environmental permit and some drilling permits, and we'll see how that goes in the second quarter of 2018.
Excellent. Now, one of the key differentiators with Advantage Lithium, for one, you're cashed up. You have approximately 15 million Canadian in the bank, but you also have a partner that has the kind of expertise that most juniors would absolutely die to have. Can you talk a little bit about the strategic importance of your JV partner at Cauchari?
Sure, another great question. And I think that elevated us a little bit from an exploration, sort of a tweener kind of company. Are they really serious about being in the lithium industry? And the deal we did in Orocobre, we completed at the end of March of this year. Brought two senior members from Orocobre on our board. They're the first independent lithium producer in the last 10 years that's come into the marketplace. So they've done a great job. Their stocks have got a market cap of $1.3 billion. They've put together sound technical people. Miguel Peral and his whole entire exploration team was part of a management team that discovered the Salar de Olaroz. And we've inherited their entire team. Miguel, we have 30 employees now. We hit the ground running in May. We'll have finished five rotary holes and 4 to 5 diamond holes. So we're excited about our path to production eventually and the speed at which we're doing it. I mean, we're really cutting a lot of time out. And that's primarily due to the experience that Orocobre has had in that basin.
You mentioned the deal with Orocobre, and I think an interesting part of the deal that maybe is overlooked oftentimes is there was an agreement in place there, and then they obviously were forward-looking that any production that came out of the Cauchari project, they would have first rights on. Can we talk about that a bit? I thought that was important.
Yeah, that's there to kind of protect us in a way and protect them. I think if they have the excess capacity, Gerardo, we'll be happy to deliver the brine to our partner's facility. And if they don't have the excess capacity, there's opportunities that more money is being invested in that basin now by other companies, SQM and LAC. I mean, they're commissioning to build a standalone facility as well. I believe that's going to be finished in 2019, late 2019, early 2020. So there's options for us. The thing is, working with Richard Saville at Orocobre, he's a practical person. They own a third of our company. He sits on our board. He's going to do what's best for the shareholders of Advantage Lithium.
Excellent.
So am I.
Excellent. Can you speak a bit about the lithium bull? It's a very real bull market in lithium. The demand is absolutely there. There's definitely a bottleneck as far as supply goes right now. How does Advantage Lithium look to tap into that here in the next couple of years? What's the map look like?
Well, it all changed. The lithium market sort of quieted down for about 3 months there, Gerardo. And then what happened is the Chinese came out and said that, in the next year and a half, 10% of all vehicles in China have to be electric vehicles, and there was a mad scramble for access to quality brine that's going to come out of Cauchari. And you've seen a lot of big investments. You've seen the Chinese invest in Lithium Americas with Ganfeng. You've seen other companies do larger deals. I think once we build our resource out here in early 2018, we're going to be in a position to entertain those types of opportunities with some large battery maker companies looking at an offtake agreement potentially, again, as a goal to be a standalone independent lithium producer in Cauchari.
Excellent. A lot of rumors, as there always are, regarding potential deals. Do you think that'll be the last of the deals that are done here, some of the recent ones? Do you think there's more in the pipeline?
Yeah, I think there's more. There's a junior out there that I'm pretty close to, another Vancouver company. I think they're looking at doing something with the Chinese as well. And really, China is the marketplace for this. And you know, you visit some of these Chinese battery making companies, and they have very little supply of lithium, and they're aggressively looking for companies that are in either development, pre-production, and some companies in exploration. So I think, again, I reiterate to the investors, once we get that scoping study and new resource defined, it's going to be a game changer for us, and then we will be able to decide what path we take.
Excellent. You have the people, you have the cash, you have exploration upside, you got a great head start on a resource that you're looking to put economics to. What can we expect in the next 6 to 12 months, David?
Yeah, you know what? I think an opportunity for Advantage to go to the next level. I think people are starting to take notice of us. Our volume every day, as you noticed, Gerardo, has picked up. That's not retail, buying that's coming in. It's strategic. It looks like institutional buying, and I think in the next 6 to 12 months, you're going to see a lot of action in Cauchari. And as we build that resource, it's going to give us much more credibility and many more options to do what we want. So that's a good position to be in for us.
Excellent. Well, we're happy to have brought it to Outsider Club subscribers early on, and I still think it's early days. So I want to thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot. Really
David,
appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Great to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah.